Hello, so it is actually Monday the 22nd of January. So Storm Isha or Isha, I don't know how it's pronounced because actually I don't watch news or anything, so I've never heard of the name. I've just seen a news bulletin, the sentence at the top that's called that. Hit last night. So 10 to 9 I was in bed because, you know, I get up early and heard a thud. A little bit bigger than your average thud, enough for me to investigate. So I had to look outside thinking it's just gonna be a wheelie bin or something. No, so this happened and mental health hit. You know, if you wasn't brought up with trauma, this will make no sense, or living in trauma as a child. I did, and yeah, been going through it. To anyone else, it's just the trees falling over. I'm going to show you and then when I come in. I'm not going to talk when I'm out there. Don't know whether the wind's up, but also I'll explain later. So yeah, I will show you whatever we can figure out, but I wanted to really, one, it's happening in my life, let's just show you, but two, like the effects of something that for a lot of people will be just, oh, the tree come down, that's annoying, we've got to figure that crap out. For me, oh my god. My first reaction when I saw it is, oh my god, that's like that. It was dark, I couldn't see how much damage it's done. You can't really see how much damage it's done yet. It was like, oh my god, it's crashed into next door's garden, it's going to have broken their decking, they're going to be so angry, it's all my fault. Now, this is where it gets get confusing unless you understand a bit more about my mental health. I know it's not my fault. It was the wind. It was the storm. It was a natural thing. It wasn't my fault. But my childhood trauma and the way I grew up, the way I had to protect myself against things and I was blamed against things and everything was always my fault and stuff. That was my first default is, it's my fault. I've done something terribly wrong. Everyone's going to be angry. So straight away I got back in bed and turned everything off because it was like, okay, the neighbour's going to come, they're going to be knocking on the door, I'll pretend I'm not in, pretend I'm asleep. If they don't see any lights then they won't knock on the door. And no, that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but that's what happened. Couldn't sleep all night, going through all these scenarios of all these things. Everyone's going to blame me, this is going to cost me so much money, I'm going to have to do everything to fix it because it's my fault. And that's what my default is in the back of, I can feel it, you know. There is the child, because the subconscious is my childhood, the way I grew up. A lot of people that, when you're supported by your parents and when you're brought up in a safe, secure environment, you don't have to learn to be something you're not. When you don't grow up like that, you have to learn to adapt to your circumstances. And I had to be very careful about my words, because if I said the wrong words or did the wrong thing, then I could cause really bad things to happen. I'm not going to go into much more detail on that because it's confusing, it's complicated. Anyway, so my subconscious is telling me it's all my fault. I can hear it in my brain all the time now, and then I've got me, which is the adult me, the conscious me. I know it's not my fault, but it's trying to, I have to reparent the child so they understand that at this present moment I'm safe and okay, that the reactions I had as a child are not relevant now, they're not happening now, so I don't need to be protected. It's your childhood, your child, the way I grew up then, it's the only way I can really explain it, was protecting me, and I had to learn how to be a certain way, protecting myself and protecting the people around me. Well, I don't need to do that, I don't need to live in that fear, but I do. That's why I do therapy. I mean, I've had therapy today, thank god I had therapy today, and it was quite an intense one, and you know, out of everything that could trigger it, the tree fell over. Well, I think about the tree fell over, I feel like I'm going to have to deal with this all by myself. I'm so alone. You know, I've got I've got to do everything. It's all me. I've got to do it. I've got to figure this out. I've got to speak to the council. I've got to speak to the neighbour. I'm the one who's going to have to get contractors in or whatever to deal with whatever's going to happen. You know, all me. And I blew it up, and it's this huge thing. Got to work. Tried to do a little video, but I didn't realise how dark my video was because I had a little tiny torch and it was rubbish. And they helped me through a lot of it. They explained, you know, because I don't want to be taken advantage of either. I don't want to go in there weak, like, you know, you can take advantage of me and I'll do everything. I don't want to go in there like that. I want to go in strong-minded, confident. Whether I am or not doesn't matter. I want to come across confident, know what I'm saying, know what I'm doing, know where I am. And the girls helped me loads. And then I got a message from Corey, because I'd messaged Corey when he was at work. Not expecting a reply because I don't know when his breaks are, and I just said the tree's come down. He said, oh my god, like, did he go through next door? It's got patio thingy, whatever it's called, decking. I said I don't know because it's dark, but he messaged me when he got back. I was at work. And he messaged me and said, I don't think it's as bad as you think it is. He said, wake me up at 2 o'clock and I'll see what I can do. Something so small to someone else so big. Like, I don't feel so alone with it, that it's not all just me that has to deal with it. Now, I know people say, where's your adult son? Why couldn't he help you anyway? But my thinking doesn't work like that. And it was also, you know, he's on night work. Most of the things have got to be done will have to be done during the day. He's going to be sleeping. So, yeah, a tree comes down and it causes all these traumatic things. We've had lots of events from my past has come up that I didn't remember that could be linked. I've got some breathing therapies to do to try and help me through this week, and this is where we're at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for Corey to get up and then go out with him and see what he comes up with, because he looks at things in a different way. I wasn't brought up the way I was brought up. He looks at things in a completely different perspective. And then we'll see what we can do from that. I'm going to have to take some pictures and send them to the Housing Association and see what they're going to say. It'll probably be a fight, because it usually is with them. And yeah, so I thought I'd come on, let you know what's going on, and then if I progress with anything, I will show you any results. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Storm Isha did a doozy on me, didn't she? It's Isha, I don't know how it's pronounced, like I said. Yeah. Okay, so progress update. Oh, we're going to focus. Corey has cut all those branches off. So, it's just hanging on by one now. One more to come off. He's done loads. Look at that lot. That's just the top bit. The fence door, you can hear it banging. Clearly it's pushed out, but the fence is still up as well, so things ain't as bad as I thought they were going to be. So that's your update at the moment. Okay, so he got it all down, as you can see. It's not on the fence anymore. And the fence is pretty solid still, so I haven't got to worry about that. He's just taken my bit of the trellis off, which isn't a big deal. And he managed to get all of that off from over the fence. It was all stuck on the fence, so he had to literally lift the entire thing across. And this is what we're left with. Big deep hole down there. So it really wasn't like connected so much. This is where it's come out the ground from here. Like the roofs and stuff are just completely, there isn't any. I mean, well, I have no idea what's going on, but there's a nail right there which is like in the bottom of it. This is the bit that was under the ground. I'm not surprised it came down. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did, looking at that. So this is what our garden now looks like. Okay, so it's been a while now. The tree is in the same state in the garden, and I'm okay with that. It's fine. Mentally, I'm in a better place than I was. It just goes to show how I don't realise how everything affects me so intensely, and how I react. I'm getting better at understanding when I react to things. Not all of it, but I'm starting to pick up on things, so that's a good thing. I've put everything in a better perspective now. Literally at the time when it happened, I was totally that child that was so scared of everything. I wasn't an adult. Like, I didn't react like an adult. Since then, so as you could see, the fence looks pretty good. I've moved it and I think it's fine. I haven't spoken to the neighbour because, first of all, I was too scared to. And then I just put it in the other perspective, as if it was my garden, my fence, somebody else's tree had crashed into it. What would I have done? My thought were, I'd just see what the neighbour's going to do first, give it a week or two, and then if the tree was still on my fence, maybe go and say, like, are you like doing something, or what's happening, something like that. That was my thought when I started to put things, like, it took me a couple of days to put everything in the right place. And I haven't heard anything from my neighbour. And as you saw, like, that literally the day so it happened the Sunday night. Monday afternoon, Corey had taken like literally half the tree off the fence already. Following day, he took the rest of it off the fence. The fence was fine. So I thought, okay, haven't got to worry about any of that. Don't need to speak to the neighbour now. There's nothing to discuss as far as I'm concerned, because the fence fine. I thought that it would have took the fence down because it looked like it had bowed and everything. It's not, it's fine. We've moved it. There's nothing wrong with that fence. As far as the tree being in the garden, doesn't really affect me. It's not hurting anybody. I might put it up on like maybe Facebook, see if anybody just wants the wood, like Scott mentioned it. You know, 'cause some people have like log burners and stuff in their house, so they might actually want the wood. If they want it, they can just come, cut it up, take it away. That's fine. If not, I would just slowly take a branch off here and there and we'll work on it that way. It is nothing that's going to affect my life in any bad way. I did go into my email though. Since then, I went into my email the other day because I haven't been very good. I'm dealing with a lot right now. I'm dealing with a lot of therapy. Is going really, really well, and I'm starting to learn things. Like, I can see how my therapy's working for me, and I'm starting to pick up on if I'm feeling a certain way. I'm sort of figuring out why that may be happening and things like that. So things are going really good in that respect, but I am doing a lot of self-sabotage. I'm procrastinating a lot. Again, my life is just like, I live on fear, and I thought everybody did. It's amazing how the way I've lived my entire life isn't how a lot of people do, and I didn't know that. I thought this is how everybody felt about things. So things are going really well. Like, I'm learning all that, but I am self-sabotaging in, like, I've touched but not really talked about food issues. Is really, really bad. Procrastinating the things that I want to achieve in my life, because again, it all goes back to certain expectations growing up. It's the heating, it's bloody freezing in here. Certain expectations growing up, and how I never thought I would be anything. I never thought I had that I could be anything, because that's just the way I was brought up. I was always going to be, you know, I'm always going to be in a council house, always going to have a job that really doesn't pay anything. I'm never going to be able to progress anywhere in my life, and I shouldn't expect it. I should just have my family, pay my bills and be happy with that for my entire life. Now I'm starting to believe that I can actually do more than that, and I do this thing where if something's going well, and this isn't always, it's not always conscious. I'm starting to pick up on it though, which is a good thing. When things start going well in one way, I will try and, not consciously, I have to stress this is not a conscious decision, I sabotage it, because it's like the fear of what if I did achieve it, the fear of what if I failed. Like, literally it's like a rock and a hard place. It's really hard to explain. So therapy's going really well, but then I think everything else in my life is sort of slacking a bit. I'm really having to pick up on it. But the tree thing triggered a lot, and I think it's helped a lot. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So my email, I haven't even been in my email. Literally have not looked at my email in weeks and weeks and weeks. And I went in it the other day and I can't remember what for. Oh, it's because I know, it's Corey's birthday. I ordered some things and then I was trying to figure out when deliveries were coming in and stuff like that. Because I got a message about a delivery not being here on a Saturday and it's going to be on a Monday, but he didn't tell me what it was, so I actually still don't know. I found an email in there. So it turns out the neighbour must have contacted the housing association really either like Sunday night when it happened, or ridiculously early Monday morning, because there was a message from my housing association, an email, and it was like before I finished work. So it was really early in the morning on the Monday. Well, first of all, I've never had that response. I don't know how she managed to get it. And it said something about damaged garden fence because of my tree. That's what it says. But I mean, that was when it happened, which was 22nd. And I only know that because I've already edited part of it. So, yeah. I know I'm going on a lot. My mind's all over the place. So, because I want to get everything across to you, I want you to understand, it felt like such a terrible place at the time, but I'm in a better place, but I'm also struggling with other things because I'm doing good and that bit I'm not doing so good here, and I've got to try and, you know, figure out that. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I didn't like that email. I didn't like the fact that the neighbour didn't give me an opportunity to do anything. Like, I didn't get, you know, we had that tree taken off of her fence and there's nothing wrong with her fence the second day after it happened. First day we had half of it done, second day we had the other half done. So I didn't like the fact that somebody's just jumped on it straight away and not giving you the opportunity to deal with it. That bothered me. So now I feel no obligation to have any contact with the neighbour. That's fine. The neighbours are entitled to do whatever they want to do. That's fine. I just didn't personally like that. You know, we're all different. We're all brought up differently. We all react differently to different things, and that was it. So I have had some phone calls. I don't know who they're from. They're phone numbers. My phone sometimes is this spam, sometimes not. I literally do not answer phone calls now. Again, that's a new thing. Normally I would have, just in case it was something important. As far as I'm concerned, the only things that I need to know from anybody would be my kids, and their phone numbers are in my phone under their name and Scott. Anybody else, if it comes up as a phone number, then it's not them three people. So, not my business. Don't care. So if the housing association are trying to get hold of me, they won't unless they send a text message. I'm not interested. You know, I pay the bills on this place. And that's it as far as I'm concerned. So that's where we're at. Things are good. Things are better as far as the tree is concerned. Finally finishing this video. I mean, as you saw, it started on the 22nd and you're not even going to be getting it for a few days yet. I'm really trying to step things up. I've got all this stuff in my head I want to achieve, and things take time, and I'm impatient. So I'm really trying hard to just improve things, and I hope you're enjoying the channel and where we're going to go, hopefully. If things start taking off the way I'm hoping they will, there will be a lot of interesting things in the future. I'm going to be scared out my life to do any of it, but I'm going to do it. Just right now, the only thing that's stopping me from achieving anything is finances, and that's what we're working on. You know, I work and we do YouTube. I'm trying to pick up a TikTok. I'm trying to push that. TikTok is not easy. Again, thinking income stream. I'm trying to think of income streams, but passive income streams, because there's so many other things I want to do that will take time up. But YouTube will be the place where you will witness all that stuff if it happens. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to get this edited and get it up finally, and then you will be seeing another video that's been going on for a while as well. That's coming soon in a couple of days, because once I've got this one up, you know, I keep saying I'm on it and then the videos go off and then it all goes back, but I'm really trying hard. That's all you need to know, is I'm really trying hard. So I'm gonna go now because you're all updated. I mean, the whole huge video about a tree falling over seems silly. Is my favourite word right now. I need to find more positive words. We're not doing very well with the positive words right now. Yeah, whole video on a tree falling over. That's where we're at right now. It's okay, we're good. So I'm gonna go now. Sending out good vibes as I always do. I hope you're catching some, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.